Hey students, it's Mr. Ferkin. Before you get started on your first assignment, I'm creating this video to kind of walk you through how it works to use the BigIdeas math. The good news is the problems that we'll be doing are kind of a lot like the ones in your book. So anyway, you go to bigideasmath.com. In fact, I'd give you a recommendation to maybe make a bookmark for it so you can click on it and don't have to search for it every single time, but that's really up to you. You'll sign in. Okay, once you're logged in, you'll see this thing that's called the dashboard. You can see your username will be up here, and the class period that you're a part of should be right here. And the important part is right here where it says assignments. Right? That's the one that we want. And you'll, after I make this video, I'm going to post your first assignment. So you simply click on it, and it comes up, and there'll be a little start button right here. So you hit that start button, and it starts giving you the problems. Okay, and let me point a couple things out to you. So down here is kind of like your navigation. When you're done, it shows you you're on problem number 1. And let's say you want to know how many there are. You can click on this, and it will show you like how many there are and which ones you've answered. You can even, like, let's say you get stuck on number 2 and want to jump to number 3. You don't have to do number 2 to go to number 3. You can kind of come back to it later. Okay, and over here is a little progress bar. It shows you like how close you are to being done and things like that. So let's just do this first problem. It says complete the sentence. The tangent ratio compares the length of what to the length of what. So if you think of tangent ratio and you think of SOHCAHTOA, TOA, it's the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. So once you've answered the question, and some of them do have this kind of like drag and drop kind of thing, which I bet a lot of you will like. You don't have to like write out your answers. But one of the best features of this online homework is that you can check your answer and see if you did it right, which thing you can't do when you're working with paper and pencil. So here's this little check button right here. If you hit check, if you get green arrows, that means you did it right, and we can go on to the next one. You can see it keeps track of your progress. You can see a previous button just showed up so that you could go back and check things like that out. All right, here's the next one. It says find the tangents of the acute angles in the right triangle. Write each answer as a fraction. So if I were doing the tangent angle ratio for angle R, that would be opposite over adjacent. That should be what, 45 over 28? So when I click in the bar, it brings up this really nice way to enter in your answers. I'll even point out you can like move this over, and we need to type in what, 45, and then we're going to hit this button. It puts whatever you've typed in the numerator and then lets you add a denominator. So if we type that, do you notice it put the 45 in the numerator, and now I can type in 28. And you can type it in with your mouse, or you can just go to your keyboard. If you're working on a keyboard, computer with a keyboard, you can type in the 28. Okay, so the tangent ratio for angle S would be 28 over 45. So I'm going to type it in this time, 28. I'm going to hit the divided by, and then I'm going to type in 45. Except I think I'm going to get this one wrong. So that would be the right answer. I'm going to type in 28 over 53. So that would actually be the sine ratio. So watch what happens when I hit check. Right? Tangent R is right. Tangent S is wrong. So what I'm going to do is come back over here and change the 53. What should it have been? 45? So I'm going to, let's see, maybe right there, and I'll use this to erase, and then I'll type in 45. And now when I check it, they're both right. So it does let you go back and fix it. I will warn you that you only get 3 chances. So if I messed up on that 3 times, and I'll do one, it'll be like, sorry, you used up all your chances. Before you get too stressed out, you know that we don't even grade for right or wrong when we're doing them in class, and I'm inclined to do it that way too. It's not penalize you for getting them wrong, but you should try to get them right. That's kind of the point. All right, let's look at this problem. It says find the value of x, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So we're basically trying to figure out how long this side is. So this is and this should highlight to you, you kind of need to do these problems with a piece of paper. You might not need to work them all out with paper, but this one we probably would. So we would write what? Tangent of 41 degrees equals 12 over x. And then when we work to get the x by itself, then we would want to calculate that. Now, if you're sitting there saying like, oh no, I use a calculator in class, and I'm obviously not in class, check out this button over here that says calculators. So if you click on that, it will give you the choice of two calculators. This one's just kind of a basic one. Oh look, it even has sine, cosine, and tangent. I wasn't even aware of that. Alright, that's kind of simple. So let's use this one. I didn't even use this one before. So you do want to make sure it's set to degrees. And let me see how it works. So we would need to type in 12 divided by the sine, the tangent of 41 degrees, and hit equals. So there's our answer, and it says to round off to the 10th. So I'm going to round off the 8, and what would the 0 do to the 8? It would leave it, right? So the answer should be 13.8. So maybe I'll X out of this one, and I'm going to type in, let's actually get this one wrong. 13 point, and let's say we put 7. Okay, so what happens when I check it? It's wrong. So let's come back over here, and this time let's put 13.9. That one's also wrong. It's supposed to be 13.8. And when I check it, it's also wrong. Okay, so let's do it one more time, and I'm actually going to do it wrong a third time and hit check. Okay, so it tells me it's wrong again because we know it's supposed to be 13.8. But watch what happens when I try to fix it. Let's see, 13.8. Let's see what it does. Okay, it pops this up and says your teacher has limited the number of times you can check your answers on this item. So actually I'm going to get it right. It just won't let me check anymore. Okay, so it'll be right, but it'll get you don't get to know whether it is right or not. And if it were wrong, like I said, it's not going to penalize your score. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 4 done. This is an error analysis problem. Describe the error in the statement of the tangent ratio. So it says tangent of angle D, and they said it's 35 over 37, but that's the hypotenuse, and the tangent should be 35 over 12. So the tangent ratio should be opposite over adjacent. Yep, that's right. And it should be, and look, you can move this out of the way. It should be what, 35 over 12? 35 divided by 12, and hit check. And we got it right. All right, so now that we're on the last problem, I'll have you notice it doesn't say like next and previous. It now says submit. So when you, I gotta close that out. So when you hit submit, it like turns in the problem. So if you're not done, you don't want to hit that. You want to go back and do problems that you wanted to work on some more or something like that. So once you're all done, you hit submit, and it says, do you want to submit? And you say yes, and then it says it was in. So, and then it will show up to me, and I can grade them and put them on your grade on Aries. Okay, and if you have any trouble or questions, you are welcome to come and see me. And look, it took me all the way back to the dashboard. And yeah, so your assignments will show up here, and you should start seeing them go in. My idea right now is to give you 2 days on each assignment. So you'll get one on Wednesday, because I'm recording this on Tuesday night. You'll get one on Wednesday morning, and you'll need to be done with it on like Thursday night, and then Friday morning another one will come up. And if you look at the assignment, it will have the due date like in it, so you don't have to be wondering about it. And I will probably give you an assignment on Friday. It'll be our last assignment because we're going to go on spring break. I know it kind of seems weird to have spring break when like we're not meeting, but it is spring break, and I'm required to give you a spring break and not give you any assignments to work on over spring break. But when that week's over, you should see, I will reach out to you on Google Classroom, and you'll see some more assignments popping up on that Monday. And we'll do it like school, where there's a class and then 2 days to do it. Okay, that's my plan for right now. All right. Good luck to you.